All right, my wonderful people, levels of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Expose News TV, your one and only YouTube platform, where they're giving a back-to-back update on how things they be, on how things they shele for Biafraland and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also, remember to like and share this broadcast as it is hot. All right, my wonderful people, the latest one with the boss brains. Yes, as PM Eba has come out boldly and has said the delegitimization of the zoo government in Nigeria and the legitimization of the Biafra government to start on the 2nd December 2024. My people, yes, this date has not changed at all. What we've been talking about, we've been commenting about and have been saying that will take place is what we are sure will take place, and we are hoping for the best of it at the end. We are hoping that nothing will be able to stop us. Yes, that is just the truth of the matter. Following on, there has been a meeting and concerning everything that has taken place. Tibonagi, who is an ambassador, yes, Tibonagi, who wrote Tibonagi, who is an ambassador, wrote something concerning how the Nigerian government has been mistreating Biafran people in Nigeria. Let me read the tweet. It says here, good for at Michael Robin to expose Nigerian federal government mistreatment of its Biafran people in the national sector. With so many Nigerian crises, it's being overlooked. Yes, indeed, Nigeria is a key U.S. relationship, but its government should not get the free pass for abuses. My people, it has been a very terrible thing. Yes, I am actually very happy that the abuse that has been taking place on Biafran people is being recognized. And of course, I would want to say that it is because of the amount of things that Nigerian people, maybe Nigerian government, have been able to like follow up with them, or how they've been able to sell themselves, or whatever they've done, is why they said Nigeria is a key member or whatever, and that is why I feel like that is why most of the time it has been overlooked. The things that they've done has been overlooked. Okay, and the PM here has said, honored to have Ambassador Tibo Nagi retweet Dr. Michael Rubin's article on Biafra. As you are aware, I have engaged with Ambassador Nagi previously through the Biafra Republic government in exile lobbies. Our lobbies are making our voices heard at the highest levels in Washington, D.C. These are the only ways we know we can keep going far. And if I'm being very sincere, we are doing our ultimate best, and the lobbyists are actually doing their ultimate best. My people, it is not a joke. Every single thing that is being done is to move forward, nothing but move forward. Even as the Zoom meeting that held, the township hall meeting that held recently, and everything that has been done step by step, it's not a joke. I believe that we would keep moving forward. I believe that moving forward is one of the most important things that we've decided to do, and it's nothing. It's nothing that's going, nothing at all is going to be able to stop us from getting where we want to do. Yes. PM Eba said, thank you, Ambassador Nagi, for retweeting Michael Robbins' Biafra article and for your comments on Nigeria's mistreatment of the Biafra people. It is a great honor for Biafrans to be discussed by someone of your prestige and integrity, eminence. Yes, that is what it is, and this, I feel like this particular talk, this particular meeting concerning it is what it is. Now, the BRGIE has said something. They said the report that Mr. Rubin is an undeniable fact of misery that the Biafra people have had to face and endure for decades in the hands of the terrorist Nigerian government today. They say today, the Biafra government is now holding the bull by its horn, which is the truth of the matter. The Biafra government has decided to take the bull by its horn and have decided to go all out concerning it, not minding whatever propaganda or whatever issues these people have sworn to put back at them. And that's just the truth of the matter. They have decided to do all in all. But if I'm being very sincere, all of this would not work out if the lobbies and if every single one of us are not working towards bringing them down. Okay, now so it be, now so it the hot we are giving them back to back like we saw we would, and that is the thing that every single person is involved in at this moment. That is what it is. My people, listen to the next recording that would be you would hear. It is involved, it is connected to everything we are talking about. Thank you.
Right now, so, and you believe that your people do not have access to the media, it is your responsibility to put call across, inform them after this very broadcast, let them know that tomorrow will be total shutdown in Biafra territory. Anything that represents the zoo, according to the PM, I did not see a general, I did not see, general, I did not see sit at home. I did not see, public, shutdown of the entire Biafra land. Oh, there is it's actually there. According to him, he said, tomorrow, everything Nigeria within Biafra land will shut down. Then he went on to say, look at it here. There will be no movement. There will be no movement. So therefore, there is shutdown of the entire Biafra territory tomorrow. Not only the zoo institutions, because as I'm talking to you right now, the zoo institutions are currently under shutdown because of our 1 month shutdown of the zoo institutions within Biafra territory. So he said there will be no movement, meaning that the entire Biafra territory will be under lock and key. He said from 6 a.m. till 4 p.m. in the evening time. No movement. Now, this very instruction is coming from the office of the Prime Minister of Biafra, whom over 50 million Biafrans have given mandate to fight for them, declare their independence, and of course defend them. And he and the government in exile and the de facto government in homeland have been doing it diligently. As you all can see, what seemed to be miracle at the moment, where we now have the army of Biafra, we now have the navy of Biafra defending and fighting against the terrorists whose objective is to come, massacre, chase away, take over, and conquer. So the government has been doing everything it can within its powers to safeguard the Biafra territory and protect our women and children in our land. So once the same government that has the mandate of the people gives an instruction, the people ought to obey. These are your own sacrifice. People are fighting for it. So that little sacrifice you can pay, you have to pay it for your freedom. Now, as if that is not enough, I'm going to explain a lot of things to you. I want you to follow me as we move with speed. There will be no movement from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like as I said before, it is your responsibility. Your responsibility. Some people are talking about protest. There is no protest in Biafra territory. Anybody, remember I talked about the criminals who have been there deceiving people, pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu front and back, making him to go for, back and forth, turning him left, right, and center all through these years in the name of agitation. We have gone beyond that. What we are doing right now is liberation struggle. We are no longer into agitation. So those idiots who are agitating, I want to advise them again. If you know the meaning of liberation struggle, you shouldn't be talking about agitation again. Anybody you hear anybody telling you about Biafra agitation, that person is living in the past. And as you are so intelligent, as an intelligent Biafran as you are, or that you are, must not pay attention to anybody who is living in the past. As an intelligent Biafran that you are, you cannot pay attention to those who are still living in the past, who are not following the current trend. If I na kona buyigwe, sakatum, sakatum, kaboom, kaboom, which is called, in a simple term, liberation struggle. It has absolutely nothing to do with agitation. So we don't live in the past. We have passed through the agitation process and period. Now we are in liberation. So anybody telling you about protest, it is not that person or that group of people are not representing Biafra. You must discard it. You must disassociate yourself from such nonsense. There is no protest tomorrow in Biafraland. Anybody who wants to do protest should carry it to Nigeria. There could be protests in Nigeria, but in Biafra territory, it is shut down. Why did I tell you that tomorrow is very, very significant in the life of every Biafran and, of course, the lovers of freedom? I will get to that point. I will definitely get to that point. Now, I want you to pay attention, because the instruction from the office of the Prime Minister did not end there. As we continue, he said again, Nigeria October 1st celebration is banned in Biafra territory. Over 50 million Biafrans who voted in the self-referendum will mind their businesses. Every Nigerian institutions in Biafraland will be shut down tomorrow, 1st October 2024. Biafrans can go about their businesses. So it is now clearer here. It is now what? Clearer here. Because it seems like he realized the confusion in the first tweet. Then he came back again and retweeted it, which I will be reading from the official flyer just in a jiffy. Are you paying attention? So now, if you have anybody in Biafraland, which is now taking us back to the campaign of the 1-month lockdown of Biafra, of zoo institutions within the Biafra territory, which is taking us back to that same kind of campaign, that anybody working in the zoo institution within Biafraland must pay attention to this, must sit in their various homes tomorrow. Because Obuniji Femelo na 30th of May 2024, we compare, remember that was Biafra Remembrance Day. Now, How is it going to be? How will it be when the zoo is celebrating independence within Biafra territory? Are you getting it? So please, if you are calling your home, you are calling them based on what? There is no celebration of the zoo independence in Biafra land whatsoever. And again, those who have people who are working in the zoo institutions within Biafra land should, without any further hesitation, call them and tell them that the Biafra government that they have voted for, because even those who are working for the zoo have also voted and given their mandates. Don't think that these 50 million Biafrans are only, businessmen. A lot of 99.999% of civil servants serving the zoo in Biafra land have also voted for Biafra exit from the Zoological Republic. So, anybody threatening them is on their own. If you are threatening any of our people whose only way of making earning a living as it stands right now is to work as a civil servant under the zoo institutions in Biafra land, and you are threatening them for whatsoever reason, you are on your own, in as much as that very word or threat is not coming from the Biafra government. Now, having said this, let us read from the official flyer. This very flyer will show us a lot. Please pay attention, my people. If you haven't liked the broadcast, please, I really don't know what you are waiting for. We are heading to the main topic, which has brought us here this evening. And remember what I said. I am going to make it an open mic so that Biafrans, of course, will join me live and make their own contribution. Very, very important. All right, here we are. Now, according to the banner, according to the, of course, the official flyer from the office of the Prime Minister, it says, announcement. The celebration of the Nigeria independence on the 1st of October remains banned in Biafra territory. There will be lockdown on the 1st of October before the 60 days lockdown of Nigeria institutions in Biafra territory as part of the ongoing delegitimization of the Nigeria terrorist state within Biafra land. So now, this very official flyer was made because of the first tweet. Because I know that a lot of people will be confused because of this. So many people will be confused because of this. So, based on the last tweet of the Prime Minister, the last tweet of this very current development says that every Biafran, according to him, he said, Biafrans can go about their businesses. That was the last tweet of this very latest development. So please, and if you go through the official X account of the Prime Minister, you see that the first tweet got almost 50,000, seen or views, whatever you can call it. Now, if you go to the flyer itself, the flyer which he shared yesterday, was it yesterday or 28? Sorry, 28, which has 26K views from my end. I don't know how many it has from your end. Now, when you go to the new one, the latest one, which is the last update he made over this very effect, it's got about 30K views, right? Meaning that the first one that has over 50K views from my side has already, gotten the minds of our people more than the latest one. This is what I want you to understand here. More than the latest one. So it is very, very imperative that we educate our people, let them understand what the Prime Minister is trying to say. According to the last tweet, he said that Biafrans can go about their businesses. But the zoo institutions will remain shut down. Will remain shut down tomorrow. So when you bring it back to what I said initially, which I said is going to be I said tomorrow will be very, very, important and significant in the life of every Biafran. What does that mean? That means that as we shut down all the zoo institutions tomorrow, which is not just because of the 30-day lockdown, which is going on as it stands today, but this one is strictly attack on the zoo, which is going to send, signal to the entire world that the people of this very area, the people from this area, have not only rejected the zoo, but also let the zoo know how important, how significant, how they cherish their freedom, how important it is to be free, to have freedom, to be free from, from slavery. So, for us to abandon the zoo Independence Day celebration is another shocker. It's going to be another shocker to the zoo, to Tinubu, to the ministers, to the governors, to every single thing that represents Nigerian state in the world at large, not just in Biafraland or in Nigeria, but at worldwide. So please, it is very, very important that our people get this message. The reason why we will boycott anything that has to do with the zoo independence is because we are no longer Nigerians. Therefore, we cannot celebrate Nigeria. And more importantly, as far as the zoo is concerned, the zoo represents death. I want you to listen. The Nigeria state as it stands today represents death. And we cannot celebrate our death. Nigeria has murdered our people, buried our people, And they keep on buying our people on a regular basis. In fact, this is now a routine thing. They have murdered our people on regular basis. Therefore, the zoo itself represents death. And we cannot afford to celebrate our own, passing away. We can't celebrate our own unaliving. Let me use the word they use on TikTok. Are you paying attention? So, when you see something which is, destroying your life, the only option you have is to stay away from it. That is the only option you have. To stay away from it completely. Because failure to stay away from it, you may not even live to regret it. You may not live to regret it. So there is no any celebration within Biafraland tomorrow. Now, I want to play this very video just to remind the zoo, had it been that they listened to this very man 7 years ago, this very issue wouldn't have gotten to this very level that it is today.
It's spiritual. You can't fight an ideology with gun and bullet. Let me explain this. Sit down before we pray. I'm worried. Some people want to fight an ideology. How do you fight an ideology? An ideology is like a spirit. You can't fight an ideology. You can't use gun and bullet to stop an ideology. The way to deal with an ideology, you engage it with wisdom. The only bullet that can kill an ideology is the bullet of knowledge. Wisdom. Wisdom. The only way to deal with the ideology is to go back to the founder of the ideology and reprogram the ideology and stand at the central processing unit of the ideology and make sure it is rightfully corrected. If you remove the leader, have you removed the ideology? There are more crazy Nnamdi Kanu that will come up after Nnamdi.
The zoo, did you hear that? The Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, did you hear that? If you remove Nnamdi Kanu, there are more people crazier than Nnamdi Kanu who will come up. How many of you remember one idiot that called himself prophet? One idiot that called himself a prophet, who was making a video a couple of months ago when there was a rumor of release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the governors were parabolating, gallivanting all over the places, claiming to have or to go and meet Tinubu for him to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to them. One idiot came out and claimed to be a prophet. He said that Simon Ekpa is parasite 1, Nnamdi Kanu is parasite 2. So you cannot release parasite 2 without parasite 1. How many of you remembered it? How many of you saw that video? Although sometime in the past, I also told you that the man was correct. Although he claimed to be a prophet, or claimed to be, speaking prophetically, but there is nothing like prophecy there. It has absolutely nothing to do with prophecy. It's true. That is the truth. That is the truth. Cancer 1 and cancer 2, which is going to, oh yeah, tagidezu, tapiaya, tabunyoya, mad people everywhere, mokoko. Is it parasite or cancer? I don't remember. Either parasite or cancer, he said. Cancer 1, cancer 2, parasite 1, parasite 2, whatever. Is going to eat the zoo until the zoo is finished. I concur. It is true. Cancer 1 and cancer 2, or parasite 1 and parasite 2, whatever. You understand? So, now, if the zoo, if they were told, when they were busy spending billions of worthless naira to lay their filthy hands on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that Chukwuokike Abiama blessed, and they thought it was going to end there. They thought it was going to end there. Somebody's asking me if I mean Primate Ayodele. No, it's not Ayodele. That's why you made me even call the name of some irrelevant idiots. Not even that one. Not that one that called himself Primate Ayodele or whatever he called himself. There's another one. I don't remember his name. Somebody can remind me on comment section, because I know that many of you watched the video. It's just recently. And forget those names they are answering. Primate, the pastor, prophet, all those nonsensical. None of them is primate, none of them is pastor, none of them, I said none of them is prophet. None, not even one person, none of them. If there is a true, prophet in the zoo, there are not more than one person. So forget those Oka Fanebu Wanketa. Prophet Ikuru, I think it sounds like that. Somebody said Prophet Ikuru. Maybe the Okoko. So it's not a prophecy, it's reality. As they have grabbed the cancer 1, even